Well, one party, someone brought heroin to the party and I ended up trying it and then really liking how it felt. Started using every day and then eventually it became to a point to where I needed it every day.
With something like alcohol, you don't realize it's an addiction until it slaps you in the face. The withdrawal from alcohol is absolutely horrendous. The first time you ever think to yourself, maybe a drink will help this, it's a big eye-opener.
Heroin was my go-to, was my coping mechanism. Whenever I was hurt, it was heroin. Sad, it was heroin. And when I was glad, it was heroin. You know what I mean? And so it just got to a point where physically, my body had to have it for me to function.
I've been Narcan by the EMT and police 8 times. Once was in Dayton. When I woke up, they were getting ready to call the coroner because I was out for so long, and they had put 8 units of Narcan in me, which is pretty unheard of now. And my first response was like, okay, where's the rest of my heroin? You just can't make any rational or compassionate decisions when you have that stuff in your brain.
I was homeless in Dayton by choice because it was easy to get. And I was one of them guys holding the sign because as soon as I got money, I could just go right down the road and get it.
Basically in survival mode is what I was doing, and I was white knuckling this the whole time because I could get clean for a couple months, but I never was honest with myself enough to treat the real issue.
My mom passed away at home, and that just opened a floodgate for me. I felt like there's nothing more horrifying than a person who depends on any substance who is emotionally unstable.
I just remember being on the phone with my sister. She was crying like, hey, I'm not gonna tell your kids about you, who you were. So you have to get help.
I'm getting on Facebook and messaging my mom, and she was excited to hear that I was still doing okay because I haven't talked to her in weeks. And she instantly wanted to come pick me up. And she met me at the mall. I remember that. And I've always knew about the Refuge, but she met me at the mall and begged me to change.
Prior to the Refuge, I've never done any type of rehab facility. And so the first thing that goes to my mind is I hear about the 13 months, I said, hey, 13 who?
Being out there in Lancaster, I grew up on a farm. That place is absolutely gorgeous. It's definitely God's country out there. It's clear air, clear space, clear mind.
So I knew coming into this place it was going to be a complete lifestyle change, and I knew I needed that, but I knew it was going to be hard.
I remember Rob Lee was my coordinator, and he's like, hey buddy, how you doing today? And I was like, not bad for day 2. He's like, dude, you've been here for 8 days. So I had no idea what was going on. I didn't get out of bed for over a week.
And everybody's there for their own reason. We're all broken. We all come from different paths, but we're all going to the same destination. Just kind of all converging at the Refuge at a point in time allows us to travel that path together.
There were so many times I wanted to quit and give up, but something in me knew that I came too far, and God wasn't done working with me yet. I knew that He had other plans in store for me, but the only way that was going to take its place was me coming here to complete.
I knew that if I came back in here this time, I had to do this full submission, full surrender, and not living in the gray area, because the gray areas, even with little things in here, to me are overdoses and Narcan out there, and I don't have any more of those left in me.
Being in the Refuge allowed me to admit my brokenness and my flaws. Too many people will let pride get in the way, and they'll continually say, no, I can do this, I can fix this. And my buddy Josh Stortz said, oh yeah, just do whatever you want. That's what you've been doing the whole time. That's what got you here.
I just didn't want to be in control anymore. And being able to, I know that God met me where I was, but be still and know that I'm God doesn't mean just sit. I had to put the effort into.
Again, one of my favorite scriptures I live by, and it was John 13:7. And it was just when Jesus said to his disciples, said, "You do not realize now what I am doing, but later you will understand." And that has been my journey this whole entire process, was not understanding what's going on. Just let God take his place in my life.
Philippians 4:11 through 13. I know both how to make do with little, and I know how to make do with a lot. In any and all circumstances, I have learned the secret of being content. Whether well-fed or hungry, whether in abundance or in need, I am able to do all things through Christ who strengthens me. That's just something that I want to have. You know, no matter what I do, I want to be okay because I know that Christ is my strength, and I know knowing that Christ loves me.
Nobody is ever stronger than when they expose their vulnerabilities. Nobody wants to do that though, because you've exposed vulnerabilities before and you're made fun of for it, or somebody uses it to take advantage of you. Nobody does that in the Refuge. Nobody is here to take advantage of you. Nobody's here to, blast you about your past, or you're like, "Oh, I can't believe you did that."
That is an important part of being in Refuge, just relying on your brothers, having that three that you can go and spill your guts on to make it through the day, because you don't realize how much better you feel when you just get it out. And they give you some advice back, and just that part, having the brothers, I was extremely grateful for.
What Jesus offers is complete transformation, and I know that secular rehabilitation that focuses on your addiction or your problem doesn't ever offer you the freedom and transformation that Jesus does.
Before I came to the Refuge, again, you're talking to a guy who had nothing. Broken relationships, everything. I had nothing. And now, going through the process, and as of today, I have my driver's license back, a vehicle that I'm driving, a place to stay, all my relationships restored, just everything, just who I am as a person is definitely elevated. And more than that, I have a relationship with Christ now. So coming to the Refuge, I would tell guys it's a must. You know what I mean? You get to have that relationship with Christ and change your life for the better and forever.